Okay.
Hi, my name is Richard Moren, and I'm really excited to be involved in this contest for extreme theming. I think it's going to be a brilliant show, and I think I'm going to be one of your major contestants, if not the best. I've spent a lot of my life working on theming and creating wonderful pieces that people enjoy going to, and I think to me that's what it's all about. It's about the guest experience. And it's about how people get transported. You know, a lot of times you go to a place and you see it and it's just old hat after the first time. Not my stuff. My stuff is so involving and so completely connected, both structurally, architecturally, and theme-wise, that it's something that people come back and see over and over and over again. My philosophy, of course, is very similar to that, and that, in fact, is to transport the guest away from their everyday problems that they walk in the door with, and just take them away and get them someplace they've never, ever been. The end result is wonderful, a wonderful, wonderful guest experience, and that's what it's all about. My experience has gone from being a graduate architect to a registered architect. I've probably signed 200 projects myself, going into conceptual design, which is really the fun part. And for me, that's what it's all about. No more stair details, no more window details. All I have to do is all the fun part, and that is to create that magnificent space that does relate to a human being. Now, being from Minnesota, a guy could tell you a joke or two, but you know, and we could do it in Swedish, or we could do it in the Finnish, or we could even do a little Norwegian there too. So I'm not going to get in that particular vein because we don't have time, because the winters are long there and the jokes are even longer. So when I'm not designing some magnificent project, which I like to believe, I dabble in raku ceramics, and I've got a few pieces here to show you. And they're all, for example, an extreme situation. They're not just pottery, they're art pieces. This guy isn't too extreme, except that, in fact, he was the second sculpt I've ever done, and he keeps an eye out for me. This is an extreme piece. We have a 2-inch base on this piece. It's 23 inches tall and it's 23 inches across. Now I'll give you a little peek at it. The inside is blue. The outside has not been glazed except around the perimeter. So you see the beautiful copper colors that we get with the raku. And the magnificent structure. Asymmetrical in the fact that it has 3 points, and there's a difference in the curvature, and the balance then takes care of itself. So when you build these things, you have to build them consistently everywhere around, otherwise they don't stand up. Now here's another solution. This is called the rose, and this baby is about, I think, 29 inches tall and probably 18 inches across. And as you can see, it's called the rose for a reason. See how it actually turns in on itself. So it's a really magnificent piece and extremely difficult to do in raku. So all these pieces have to be taken out of the kiln at 2,000 degrees and then lifted up and put somewhere else. So you kind of have to design your own tongs and everything else just to make it happen. My last thing that I'd like to say is I'd like to thank you, first of all, very much for the opportunity. And I'd also like to mention again, as the last statement, that all of my design work has a very strong human relationship. It also has kinetic energy within the forms. So architecture is not important, or not as important, I should say, as the actual theming. The architecture, the structure, all the mechanical and everything else will follow. So I would love to have you please take a look at my work. There's a pretty good cross-section of my work at blackcapellc.com. Thank you very much.